Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Doujinshi, and welcome back to another episode of Hentai Reviews, the only series where we sit here for 5 minutes and practice intros just to forget them almost immediately as we stare at a camera. I swear to God, this camera makes me forget shit. Because I was funny when I was planning these intros. But enough about me, let's talk about you. Hey, I made a 69 subscriber special, and literally 2 fucking days later, I have hit 77 subscribers. What the actual flying fuck is going on? I just gained like 8 new people. Holy shit, you guys are working fast, and I appreciate the hell out of you. I'm very scared because I've been planning a 100 subscriber special for a while, and now that I know that it's an achievable goal, oh, Lord Almighty, this is gonna be scary. But enough about that, let's go ahead and get on to why the reason you're here. Here, episode 3 of Black Bible, the review you've all been waiting for because I keep taking days off, mostly because my work schedule is ass. Yes, but let's get into this. Black Bible, episode 3, done by our friends over at MS Pictures, running at 28 minutes and 43 seconds long with a total of 16 categories, notable of which scared the fuck out of me. Mostly because I made a tier list a little bit ago for my 50 subscriber special, which I recommend you guys watch just to see where I stand on a lot of things. And like 4 different things that I put at the bottom tier of the whole thing is in this. And I don't want to say. If you want to know what I'm talking about, watch that video. It took a little bit of time to put together, and I really enjoy it. But let's just say the notable tags on here scare me. So let's go ahead and get into this. Outside of her window, it starts almost immediately where the last episode left off, with the main character and the teacher, the blonde one, who can spontaneously grow a new member, are outside the window of Imari, the friend next door, who is heavily foreshadowed to be a virgin. So let's go ahead and get that. She remembers walking in on the main character with his blonde lover, the one with the curly bits in her hair. Cutting back to the last scene from before, or, you know, the scene where the redheaded teacher, the art teacher, is getting her bits filled with everything imaginable because it's weird and they're literally pumping it into her to inflate her stomach, which is a tag I am glad I only have a slight fetish for. And then the characters start getting busy after she's filled up like a balloon, leading to the first scene from 3 minutes and 25 seconds to 7 minutes and 45 seconds, and again from 11 minutes and 40 seconds to 12 minutes and 35 seconds, with a little bit of a break in between as it cuts to the magic ritual from 12 years ago, and then the room lights up as the ritual is about to happen, and the main cultist, after realizing that something had gone wrong, says, "We need more blood," and starts killing all the other people by first chopping off the head, then going after everybody. The main sacrifice that they had been working on, who had been stabbed a few times in the stomach, never actually died. She was there the whole time, just grievously wounded. And then it cuts back to them getting laid and kind of moves past like the current scene where with the girl who got like pumped up, and then back to the cultists a few times. And then it kind of cuts back and forth to that. To the cultist who had been killing everybody is looking at this big sigil as it's about to light up, and then the sacrifice girl with the notably different colored hair and who's also the only naked one steals a sword from her and then kills her on the spot, and then sits there and like, "Oh, I don't want to die," but the ritual that had been opened up was definitely going to have a demon inside of it, so it kind of alludes to her making the deal that caused her to come back to life and have all of her abilities. But it then cuts back to Shiraki. You know, the blonde-haired one with the ponytail instead of little hair loopies. She walks in on the entire thing that's going on with all the other people, pumping up some things, and it leads to scene 2 from 13 minutes and 5 seconds to 13 minutes and 35 seconds. Wow, that was short. And there's some weird flashbacks throughout the whole thing of her kind of being said, of the main character kind of like kind of hypnotizing her into like not remembering what had happened the day before, which I'm glad she didn't, because it wasn't really clear. Imari sees them leaving together, and they both head for school. She confronts him, and then they walk off. The scene cuts, but the scene cuts over to scene number 3 from the scene number 3 of the art class that's going on that the main character and a lot of the other people are in. And the teacher, who can't get a break in this whole thing, also getting grouped on. From 15 minutes and 55 seconds to 19 minutes and 50 seconds, there's a little bit of a thrown to the wolves thing where it's like a whole bunch of very horny guys and one girl that's kind of going through the whole motions of the thing. They take Shiraki and kind of just push her into the whole thing. See how that works, which is a little hard to watch. But also, if you don't mind that, because you do understand that these are all cartoons, it's a little bit more acceptable. Personally, I'm not into it, but I've dug myself into this deep of a grave, I might as well continue further. And then Imari also walks in and fights off the spell as it's being cast on her. Like, you will take part in this. She's like, fuck you. In which case, it cuts back to his house where Imari has been laid down as a ritual is being planned for her. A whole bunch of the art class people that were there already have laid her down in a big ritual circle while she's chained to the ground, while she's chained to the bed and kind of splayed out. And as she's being put down, she's fed some truth pills to kind of like make her more compliant. This just gets weird and it gets dark. Alright, and she's lightly tortured, mostly just like the whole like poking breasts and then immediately getting horny. Like, I don't think that's how it works, but I'm not a girl, so I don't claim to know. Oh, and then it fades to black, ending that 3rd episode, and this was a weird one. So let's go ahead and cut into the review screen. So let's go ahead and get that going. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Thank you very much. First off, the animation for the entire thing. There were a few pitfalls with some goofy animation that really just didn't sync well for the whole thing. I'd say it's a 7 out of 10. Overall, this has a really good retro look to it with heavy dark lines and kind of just streamed movement with a lot of what's going on. But there are some little bits here and there that you can tell that they cut costs on the whole thing. And the characters, I'd like to say they're interesting because I'm already this far and there's a lot more plot in this series alone than most series have in like 14 episodes. Looking at you, Isekai Harem Monogatari, you fucking cock tease. The characters are an 8 out of 10 because there's a lot going on that we feel like we don't know that we want to know. Like, who's going on? There's a mystery element here that I want to learn. And what we're all really here for, the plot. The plot is fucked right up in this episode. But these are very, very popular tags. And I can't say that I didn't enjoy at least most of it. I'd give this a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 for what's going on at the screen, not the context itself of what's happening. 7 out of 10. But this is overall, the score for this episode is going to be a 7 out of 10. I'm going to continue watching this as the score's been added up. 7 out of 10 across the board on most of it. And I can't say I'd recommend this episode, but I feel like this is required reading for people, and others may not have as big of a problem as I do. So, that'll be our review for Black Bible Episode 3, a very long-running series that I'm definitely going to have to continue further on, because this is I gotta say, this is less entertaining than Redo of a Healer so far, but it is more intriguing. Like, I want to know what's going to happen in this more than I want to know what's going to happen in Redo of a Healer. But Redo of a Healer does have some draw to it, as I love combat and these sorts of things. So, thank y'all for coming. 77 subscribers. Holy fuck, we got 8 more people. Hi, 8 more people if you're watching this, if you're actually accustomed to this sort of thing. Hi. You made my fucking day. You made my whole damn week. Thank you so much for being here. I can't say how happy I am to have you guys. We are this close to 100, and we are working our way so fucking close. Thank you so much. And, until next time, I guess I'll do the outro for this whole thing. Have a nice day. Don't be a dick. There's too many of them. And wash your fucking hands. I have been the Doctor. Peace.